If you are a founder, I want to share with you today how you can teach what you know in these digital streets. Hi there, I'm Rashonda Pratt. Okay, I'm just making sure that you guys can hear me. Okay, I want to make sure the audio is working. All right. I am Rashonda Pratt. You may know me as the Rose Show Live, communication strategist and content producer, empowering you to be seen, heard, and paid because your visibility is power. Thank you so much for being a part of this Founder Series. So this is part 3 of a 3-part video series that we have been doing. So we started the part of the series with a reintroduction of who I am and who I'm called to serve. We talked about why it's important for you as a founder to share what you know. And today we're going to get into the how. How do you share what you know in these digital streets? So as you're coming in, I'm streaming live now to 3 platforms. I am streaming to Facebook, LinkedIn, and also to my business public figure page over on Facebook, The Rose Show Live. So hello to all of you all who are joining, and do me a favor. If you're watching this in the replay, use hashtag replay and let me know where you are watching from, okay? My Facebook business page, my Facebook personal page, or LinkedIn. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for watching this live. Make sure to give StreamYard permission. That is the third-party app that I'm using that gives us the capabilities to live stream to multiple platforms. Give them permission so that way I can say hello to you. And when you pop up, you're just not some random Facebook user. I can actually call your name and we can put that information up as well. So we have a couple of things that I want to share with you today. But first and foremost, before we get started, I'm really excited because we have a big, hey, Carlton Meadows, good to see you from LinkedIn Live. Thank you for being here. I'm really excited because Friday is a big day. It is. So we have been going live all of this week, and we'll be back live on Friday with a mega announcement. I wish I had my megaphone because I'd be like, mega announcement. Really excited. It's a project I've been working on for the past year, and I am excited to introduce it to you on Friday. I wonder what it is. I would love for you to take a guess on what you think it is. You can definitely do that in the comment section as well. So make sure to tune in back on Friday. I'll be sharing with you the details of this big moment, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's been a couple of years in the making. All right, so let's get into today's show and what I want to share with you as a founder. Now, one of the things we have to do first and foremost is identity. We're going to talk a little bit more about that a little later. Identity. How do you know this broadcast is for you, or maybe your business bestie, another founder you're in community with? How do you know that this is for them? So let's start with definition. I believe that words are powerful, and I believe that it's our due diligence to define words because defining those words are very important. So founder, listen to this, is someone who initiates or establishes a business or organization. A founder is a person who initiates or establishes a business or organization. This founder is a visionary leader. Did you hear what I said? As a founder, you're a visionary leader. These are the people who have conceived an idea, gathered resources, and they're taking the necessary steps to turn their vision into reality. Now, you know some other visionary leaders, and I want you to go ahead and tag them to be a part of this conversation, or share this to your profile. Now, when you hit the share button, I don't want you just to hit the share button. I want you to tell people why you're tuning in and why they should join in the conversation as well, okay? So, to all my founders, this is for you. Now, in our 3-part series, along with me introducing myself, I also talked about why it's important for you as a founder to share what you know. We are in a knowledge base, right? We're in an infopreneur world. People want information. This is why YouTube is one of the largest search engines. Why? Because it is sharing information, ladies and gentlemen. And so it is important for you as a founder to share what you know. We're going to get into how you actually do that. But before we do that, I want to just do a quick recap on what we talked about yesterday. Why is it important for you to share what you know? What gets in the way of founders doing this? You haven't really valued what you know. You think everybody knows that. Or maybe that is not earth shattering, like discovering a cure for cancer. You minimize what you know. However, all day, every day, people are turning to YouTube, they're turning to TikTok, and they're searching for information that you probably already have the answer for. So it's important as we move forward, as I share with you how you share what you know, is for you to really understand the value in what you know, the value of it. And so one of the exercises we did yesterday, and I would love to invite you to do this as well, is even in the comments, typing, I am valuable. You are valuable, ladies and gentlemen. God is not creating people who are empty, void, who don't have any value. There is a value for everything that is created, even the cockroach. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a value. And you in particular, human being, you have value. So it's important we know that. So in the comments, I want you to put, I am value. I am valuable. I have value. I am valuable and I have value. So where do we begin? How do we start this? I'm going to share with you 5 ways that you can start sharing what you know, because we realize that people who are sharing what they know in the digital streets and beyond are the people that you see as speakers on stages. These are the folks who are booking repeated media appearances, podcasts, or traditional media. These are the folks that are selling out their courses and programs. These are the folks who are revered in their respective industries as thought leaders, experts, and the go-to resource. And I'm telling you, the same can happen for you. So how do you do it? Number 1, identify. You have to identify who you're speaking to and what do they need to know from you. When I started in this online space, I started as a media messenger because at the time I was an executive morning show producer at my local CBS affiliate. I came on social media sharing what I know. And at the time, what I knew was, how do you book a media appearance? How do you take a big idea and big concept and teach it to people in a way that they understand? How do you get rid of the jargon and just speak plain talk? I came on social media teaching what I knew. How was I able to do that? Because I identified that at the time when Periscope first started, there was a segment of people, if I remember the statistic, within the first 30 days of Periscope, which gave us all the capabilities, the first one, to live stream on our phone. Within the first 30 days, 1 million people had downloaded the app on their smartphone. Many of those folks were not using live video because they didn't know what to do. And here I was as a television news producer, understanding the benefit of video. So I started to think about, let me think about the person who may just be on Periscope scrolling, and they don't want to be a scroller all their life. They actually want to participate and be a part of this innovation revolution. And I believe that you are here watching this video, whether live or in the replay, and you want to be a part of this too. You just don't want to sit on the sidelines and watch everyone else engaging, but you want to step in the forefront and really establish yourself as a thought leader. Identify, there it is, identify who you are speaking to, and then know what they need to know from you. The next is, start with story. A lot of times we try to avoid telling our story because maybe you said this. It's not about me, Ro. Dr. Cheryl Wood says it like this. Your story is about you, but it's not for you. So your story, yes, is about you, but it's really for others, right? So you have to have storytelling in your presentation or in what you're sharing on social media. Facts tell, but stories sell every single time. So you have to think about how are you going to leverage, right? And showcase your expertise. The one way to do that is through story. You're here watching this, and guess what? I've modeled that behavior for you when I've been talking about these points on how you can start to tell what you know and share what you know. I started what? Telling you stories of my journey of when I started as really an identifier for you to see yourself in my journey. That's why we tell stories. We tell stories to give people permission, but we tell stories so they can start to see themselves in your journey. Well, if Ro is telling me that when she first started online, that she was uncomfortable and nervous and didn't like her voice, wow, I don't feel alone, right? You start to identify when you're telling these stories, people start to see what is possible. Storytelling, ladies and gentlemen, is really what connects us. It really is. For too long, we've tried to avoid that process. And I'm glad to see that people are really tapping in and teaching about storytelling because this is what connects us. Since the beginning of the Egyptian hieroglyphics, we have been trying to tell our story. Storytelling is so important. Once you identify who you're talking to and what they need, and you weave in the stories that they need to know from you, because not all of your stories your audience will identify with. This is why we have to become very clear on who we're speaking to. The next thing you want to do is you want to equip them, right? You want to give your audience tangible strategies or steps that they can do. I'm doing that right here with this video. I'm giving you step-by-step process on how you as a founder can start sharing what you know. Because there's a lot that you know. Business, how to start a business, how to lead people, how to deal with challenging situations, how to have tough conversations. There are things that you know, and you can take what you know and now equip your audience. Knowledge is power when it's applied. In this day and age, knowledge is also profit. We see all of these digital streets, courses and books and all of those things that are people who are sharing their knowledge that we pay for to shrink our experience. Just think, I've worked in television news for 20 years. When I work with my clients on their visibility plan and helping them become an effective communicator and then understanding how to use social media as their own network, their own media network, I shrink their time. What took me 20 years to learn, you can learn in, depending on the program you're a part of, 8 weeks to 12 months. Took me 20 years to learn it, but I'm shrinking your time. Very powerful. So you want to make sure that you're equipping your audience. The other thing too is, which is very important, examples, right? Share real life examples, case studies with your audience. Now, this is my favorite tip because I can hear someone saying, well, Rashonda, I don't have any other case studies, right? I don't have any. You're welcome, LinkedIn user, the art of storytelling, step by step. Thank you for this instructional video. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You may be saying to yourself, well, Rashonda, I don't have any examples. I don't have any case studies. The only case study I have is the company that I started. Are you successful in the company that you started? You can be your first case study. When I started as a media messenger and started showing people how to use social media and media to build a visible and profitable brand, I didn't have a lot of clients to begin with. The only client I had was the Ro Show Live. Yeah, myself. I was my first client. And so I use myself as a lot of examples. I use myself as a case study until I can bring in more client stories, right? So don't be afraid to use yourself as an example because that's very powerful. If it worked for you, wash, rinse, repeat, it can work for someone else. Is this really good? I love it. If you have any questions, listen, I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. If you have any questions, go ahead and post those right now in the comments. If you have any questions, whether you're live or in the replay, if you're live, I'll be able to answer your question in real time. For those of you who are in the replay audience, listen, no problems. I always go back and check out the comments. And so again, put those in the comments, even if you're in the replay, and I'll answer them, or you can be possibly a part of the next video content that we do. And last but not least, feedback. This is really important. Along with teaching what we know as a founder to build expertise, thought leadership, authority in the space, the other reason why you do this is you start to build community. And one of the things that you want to do that's really important is you want to start to build community. You want to create a safe space for the people who are watching and engaging with you, right, to offer feedback. This is why I asked you, hey, post a comment that you have, or if you have a question, post that below so I can respond. You want to create an environment where people give you feedback. This is so very important. And here's why I love this. You guys are going to love this. This is an extra bonus tip. The reason why I love creating a space where people can give feedback, a couple of things. That increases your engagement, and the algorithm loves that. The other thing that happens when you get feedback from people, you get more content. So when your people are engaging in your comment section, ladies and gentlemen, you can take that content and that can be the topic of your next video. Or it can be a short form video. It can be an interview series. It can be a blog. It just keeps, the list of possibilities keeps going on and on. But here's the thing, which is what we teach in our communications cohort that we're launching in a couple of weeks. You have to be an active listener. What I'm teaching you is actually called social listening. It's posting a video, it's posting a piece of content, posting an email, and giving your people an opportunity to engage and actually listening to what they have to say, even if they disagree with you. What about that, right? Because we can have a conversation if you disagree. That's more content. So understanding, creating an environment that's safe for feedback and discussion really helps you have an engaging community. It helps to foster that community, and then it creates more content for you. And honestly, here's one more. It gives you a greater depth of understanding of the people who are engaging with you right now. So when you have people who are engaging with your content, you get to understand, like, is this my audience? Is this people I want to build life and community with, right? It's almost like additional market research. So those are the ways as a founder, you can start to share what you know right now today. Now, if you have questions about this strategy, I would love for you to post those. Again, we're going to be live again on Friday, diving deeper into this topic and sharing some really big news that can further support you in your journey. Now, speaking of supporting you in your journey, one of the things that we have coming up, I talked to you about our communications cohort, the power of presence. I'm really excited because this is a 6 to 8 week virtual group journey with me and some other dynamic founders, and helping you not to become a speaker. That can be a result. Not to want to become a TikTok influencer. That can be a result. But what's important right now is learning how to be an effective communicator, understanding your communication style. Gary Vee, social media mogul, and all the other things, says the people who are winning right now socially, as thought leaders, as communicators, because they know how to lean all in on who they are. For too many of us as founders, we haven't leaned into our own communication style. Who are we as a communicator? We want to walk that journey and to continue to help you understand your communication style so you can communicate effectively with your team, buy back some time when there seems to be back and forth discussion, understanding how to show up as all of you and all of your presence and essence when it comes to showing up in the digital streets. Understanding the art of storytelling. We touched a little bit on that today, but understanding your uniqueness when it comes to your story and how to share that and tell that. There's so much more that's included in this process, and we'll dive deeper into that in our virtual open house. If you go to the description in this video, there's a link included there where you can join us in our virtual open house, totally free, where I go into more of the program, what you can expect from the program, and what you can expect from me as your coach and consultant during this journey. It's also an opportunity for you to ask any questions that you may have in this virtual experience. Again, I believe that this is the year for us to become very crystal clear on our communication with everything that's happening with AI, which I love AI, by the way. That's still a communication model. And everything that's happening in the world, we really have to master the art of who we are as communicators. You were born to communicate. This right here is so very powerful. It is one of the greatest weapons, either of mass destruction or mass movement. You get to decide. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. Again, check out the link that's in the description of this video. And if you have any questions, I know we have a lot of people who are watching here from LinkedIn. If you have any questions, my DMs are open. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And if we're not already connected, I would love to be connected. I'm Rashonda Pratt. You may know me as The Rose Show Live, communication strategist and content producer, empowering you to be seen, heard, and paid, because your visibility is power, friend. See you on Friday as we continue this series. Talk to you soon.